Shalom.
Shalom.
We the Hebrew Israelites from the Camp GMS Cleveland. And before we get started, we'll give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors and apostle, it was a great millstone, grew well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that preaches truth sincerely across the four corners of the earth. And this is a lesson through the spirit of power held by Shemel Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying to the hopeful elect. You know, and name of this lesson is Occupy Until He Comes. You know, because Yahweh Shai, he left his prophets, you know, like I say, before we get anything, get John 4:34 real quick. But the Lord left his prophets to continue to do the work. You know, Yahweh Shai, he finished his part of the word of the Lord, man. He finished his part.
This, yeah. All right, so this is the book of St. John, chapter 4.
As far as doing the ministry on earth, being in the flesh, he finished that part of the will of the Lord. You know, but now it's our turn to finish that part. Hey, be careful with that alarm right there. But anyway, now it's our turn to finish our part. You know, as far as doing the will of the Lord in the flesh on earth, man. You know, you got the scripture out?
Yeah. This is the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 34. It says, Yahweh Shai saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
Right. He said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. You know, hey, this is Yahweh Shai speaking when he was on earth over 2,000 years ago, man. You know, his whole agenda was to do the will of the Lord and to finish his work, man.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. It's about enduring to the end. And in order to endure to the end, you have to stay in tune with the spirit. Stay occupied in prophecy, man. It's just about how the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy, man. You know, so you have to be in tune with these prophecies going on, man.
I had a word that occupy, you know, the etymology of it. It said to take possession of, retain, or keep. So yeah, like the brother was saying, you gotta, you know, occupy, you gotta, you know, retain it, you gotta keep it, you know. That's, you know, what's, you know, the Lord is looking for, you know, those, you know, who diligently search and seek him. Okay.
You want that, Sirach?
Yeah.
All right, now this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 1. It says, But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
Exactly. So if you seek out the laws of the Most High, which is the scriptures, if you stay in tune with the scriptures, you know, that comes from reading, you know, prayer, you know, if you stay in tune of being in the spirit, you know, and you seeking the old paths, you're going to be occupied in the prophecies, man. Because the prophecies is what? It's going to lead to the kingdom. You know, like the old paths, the old ways, that's all a part of the kingdom. The scriptures, the laws, that's the foundation of the kingdom. So that's where your mind is supposed to be at, man. You know, that's supposed to be your number one pet peeve, man, is staying in the spirit, man. You know, and being occupied in prophecies, doing the work of the Lord until he come back. You know, because the scriptures talk about how he wanted to see his servants working, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got that other one.
We'll make it's a little bit more on this. It says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtile parables are, he will be there also.
Right, because you're being in tune in the spirit. You're staying in the loop of being in the spirit, man. You know, if you out of tune in the spirit, of course you're not going to understand the breakdowns of the scriptures and, you know, get understanding, because the spirit not supper with you like that. Because you're not putting energy into staying in the spirit. It's about whatsoever man soweth, that what he shall reap. You know?
He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, exactly, you go understand the knowledge the Lord is going to deal with you even more because you're staying in tune in the spirit, man. You know, so the Lord's that's when that increase comes in, man. You know, but you got the other one.
This is the book of Sirach chapter 38 and verse 24. It says, "The wisdom of the learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure."
Mm-hmm.
And
so it said the wisdom of a learned man come by opportunity of leisure, man. You know, we going that word leisure, it goes into to studying, man. That's how you stay in the spirit, continuing to read these scriptures, man. You know, continuing studying these scriptures, man, and getting an understanding of these scriptures. That's what that opportunity leisure is going into, man. You have to make time to serve the Lord, man, so you can grow.
Yeah, because the scripture talks about this word being a principal thing. With all I get understanding. You know, which is his wisdom, knowledge, and this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is